put today's day and date. So today is 20th June, Thursday. We are continuing with journal. See, if one of the transaction is received interest, then we'll assume it to be received in cash. Okay, Vidita had this doubt. It is just received interest is written. Okay, so once we're receiving the interest, so we're receiving it in cash. So one of the aspect will be cash. Okay, just Vidita, whenever you have a transaction and everybody, just try to see if is cash involved. So if the cash involved, now here received interest. Now how will we receive interest in cash only or through bank, right? But they've not specified that how we have received the interest through cash or through check. So what we'll assume, the normal thing is if the transaction is not mentioning clearly that it is through check, then we will take the transaction to be through cash only. So cash will be credited and interest being revenue account will be credited to interest account. So interest is received as revenue. So even whichever aspect you think interest will be credited. Okay, it being revenue, revenues are credited. See the nominal account, think of it. Debit all expenses, credit all revenues. Right? Don't get confused, Priyanka, in the basic things. Don't get confused, please. Okay, एक और इसमें जब हमने आपको बात ये सब बताई तो nominal account को directly याद रखो. For income and expenses, that rule is very easy. So what does nominal accounts? Nominal accounts are all my income and expenses account. And we know the basic rule that debit the expenses or losses and credit the incomes or gains. Okay. And the same rule is over here also, no? Debit the expenses and credit the revenues. Okay. Okay. Any other doubt? Let me know. Okay. Kavya says, ma'am, if there is a transaction office machinery purchased on cash, what account will be debited? Is it machinery account or office equipment account? Yeah. If it is given like this, then depending upon account name, you can give it yourself, which is the best suited this thing. So since this is office machinery, you can call it office equipment. Yes.
Ma'am, the machinery account will not be correct.
Which account?
Machinery account.
See, this is like, classifying within that asset account. Okay, the name. Like, for example, I'll give you a simple example. You have purchased a crockery unit. Suppose there is a restaurant, okay, which has purchased this crockery unit. Now, this crockery unit can be included in the furniture only. So we can simply do furniture account debit to cash, right? Or we can do crockery account debit, crockery unit account debit to cash. Okay, so sometimes you may have to otherwise see specifically if it is a different asset, always a different account will be opened. If there's the same kind of a machinery, say I'm into apparel business and I purchase sewing machinery. Okay, sewing machinery number 1, then number 2, then number 3. So they all will be put in one account only, Kavya. Okay, so I'll have this machinery account. And then machinery account, the basic nature, if you see from the account point of view, the basic nature of the machinery is what? Basic nature of machinery is debit because it is an asset. So whenever we purchase an asset, we are going to debit it. Whenever we sell the machinery or we depreciate it or it gets damaged or accident happens, then we are going to credit it, right? Now, when I purchase machinery 1, I'll put the entry to bank or to cash, whatever machinery, and in the bracket, I'll put machinery 1. Then when I purchase machinery 2, this in the same account, I'm going to put to bank machinery 2 because these are all the same category of machinery. Suppose in my apparel business, I've got delivery vans to deliver the dresses to the customers or whatever reason. So then another account will be opened in the name of delivery vans account. Again, it is an asset account. It'll have a debit balance, a debit on the, of course, left and right. Whenever it will increase, I'll debit and decrease the credit. So if it is the same category of the asset, we'll put it in the same account only. Machinery. But if it is a different category of asset, we'll open a different account. Okay. So here, broadly, what Kavya is saying is, the question is sent is, if it is office machinery purchase on cash, what account will be debited? Is machinery account or office equipment account? You can call it office equipment account. Okay, but because office machinery can be like a printer or maybe a things like that. So अगर specifically air conditioner भी है तो we'll open an air conditioner account. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है, तो इसमें देखो मार्क्स कटने वाली बात नहीं होगी as long as you have debited a asset account. Okay, just don't write purchases account debit to cash. That will be wrong. थोड़ा बहुत कुछ इधर होगा journal entry में तो इतना problem नहीं है. Like instead of writing
Ma'am, my
office
half
equipment.
marks got reduced because of it. That's why.
Okay, because of office machine. But then they must
Yeah.
have mentioned different categories of machinery in the question earlier also, in the same question.
No,
See,
ma'am.
if
It's
this
not
transaction is
mentioned.
given independently, okay, then there should not be, you know, then it becomes, you know,
Ma'am, that they
it's
haven't
quite
even
clear.
mentioned. They haven't
Yeah,
mentioned any machinery in the transaction.
beg
Like
your
on the
pardon.
before transactions, they haven't they haven't specified any machinery being bought or something. It's a
Mhm.
it's an independent transaction which is officially of office
Then
machinery.
even if you write office machinery account, that will be good enough.
Ma'am,
See,
but
the
ma'am,
account names are not fixed. Please try to understand the account names are not fixed. Okay, these are the accounts which we create for our business. Suppose I have to start a bookkeeping of my business, the accounting of it is me who will decide what accounts will be opened. Okay, so if it is a independent question, that if you're putting the same language which is used, that's office machinery account debit to cash will also be good. Okay, if your teacher is deducting mark for that, then I mean, that is disputable. According to my view, office machinery, if you've written or office equipment, it is equally good, no issues. If it was an independent transaction. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Now, coming to the journal, question number 3. I hope everybody has the question. Anybody would like me to share the question? We had shared it earlier, right? We already shared it in the group, no? Okay. So now we are moving to this question journal. Come to it quickly. Record the following transactions in the journal of Amitabh. So on the top, we write in the books of Amitabh. Okay, and then we draw the format of the journal. Quickly draw the format of the journal. Kavi, did you make the corrections in the question which we had done? You had sent me. I hope
Ma'am,
you've
I
done.
made the correction, but I haven't sent you.
But you have?
I haven't sent you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You made the corrections, no? That's fine.
Yeah.
Because some of the basic things were, here and there. So just, go by the basic rules. Very few things which you have to remember. एक तो आपको clear वाला rule याद रखना है. ठीक है, और एक nominal, अगर हम traditional classification की बात करें, तो nominal accounts वाला rule याद रख लीजिए. Debit all expenses, credit all income, और एक cash की बात ध्यान रख लीजिए. Okay, cash or bank. So that will be sufficient. Just a moment. Okay. So starting from the first transaction, yes, Akriti, please read out the first transaction quickly.
Amitabh, Amitabh started business with cash, May 1. Cash account, debit.
Yeah, cash account debit to capital account. Okay, and please write the full forms in your school. When you're practicing questions, if you're writing short forms, it's fine. School mein aapka, the teacher will just, cut it down. So please get into the habit of writing full forms only. Cash account, debit to capital account. No, debit and credit, these are the, these are the standard short forms, okay? Debit and credit. Okay, even account, you can use AC, A/sheet. This is acceptable. This is acceptable. Okay, not the name of the assets and like we write M/P. Okay, or write P and M. I write plant and machinery. Then I write land and building. Then I write your goodwill. Okay, goodwill. Sometimes you do write, or maybe if you're using it, even once you have to give the full form. बहुत basic वालों का जैसे once you write goodwill and then you can use goodwill. But yeah, once you have to give the full form. So cash account debit to capital being capital introduced in the business. I'm not writing the narrations. 80,000 and 80,000, and here you have to write rupees, and in the end you have to make the column total, right? This is done.
It is May 1st.
Okay, next one, Aditya. Can you please pick out the second transaction? Purchase furniture from Modern Furnitures for cash.
Ma'am, so purchase furniture account debit and cash account credit.
So how do we write it? Furniture account debit
to cash account.
Yes. Okay. Furniture account debit to cash account 10,000 and 10,000. Okay, and when I ask you all to speak the entries, but what you have to do is you have to first pick out the debit aspect and then add 2, which will show it is the credit aspect you're speaking, and then along with the amount. So you have to speak the entry like this: furniture account debit 10,000 to cash account 10,000. Okay, and along with that, before even if I don't ask, you have to write speak out the narration also. Being furniture purchased from Modern Furnishers for cash. Okay, this is how you have to, or how you all have to give the answer. Okay, Aditya, so now I have told you the correct way of telling me the answer. Can you try the third one, March 5th also? So this was on March 1. This was March 2.
Deposited in bank, right?
May 5. May 1, 2, and 5. Yeah. Deposit in bank, yes.
Bank account to cash account 30,000, and
Okay,
being
so
amount,
take care.
amount deposited.
Okay, being a bank account debit 30,000 to cash account 30,000, and being cash deposited in bank. Okay, these kind of entries are known as contra entries. Okay, bachcho, ye entries hoti hain contra entries. So what are contra entries? When there is a transaction between your cash and bank, cash withdrawn for office use, or cash of office cash deposit to bank. These kind of entries are known as contra entries. Okay, later in cash book, we are going to discuss more about these contra entries. Yes, bank account will be treated as an asset account, and under your traditional classification, it will fall under personal account. Okay, and under modern classification, will be treated as asset. Okay, bank is of course your current asset, right? Okay, moving on to the transaction May 6. So quickly draw the format again. I have to draw it. May 6 the transaction. Whose turn is it? Yeah, narration. Yes. Yeah, they deduct the marks if you do the transaction. Very happy to deduct marks, right? The teachers are sitting there to do that one. So narration ke to bahut marks karte hain. But then sometimes it happens. The length of the paper is so much, especially 11th ka jo final ka paper aata hai, just to give a very huge shock to the students so that they are serious for class 12 from the beginning. The final paper in some school is so lengthy that there is no time to write the narrations. It's definitely important to finish the paper. Okay, so either if you have not written narrations at all, okay, they'll deduct the marks overall or maybe for each questions, depending upon the teacher. Okay, so writing the narration is important. Maybe you write something in, really quickly, not wasting much time. Coming to May 6, quickly. May 6. Yes, Ananya, May 6 transaction.
Yes, ma'am. It will be purchases account debited 4,500 to Hari account credited. What you want, right? Credited
May 6,
4,500.
May 6.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Purchases account debited 5,000 to cash account credited 5,000, and the narration will be cash purchases made.
Okay, so we won't say to cash account credited. When I'm saying to, that means this is the aspect which I'm crediting. Okay, so purchases account and cash account and 5,000 and 5,000. And the narration also was correct. Being purchases made in cash. Coming to May 8. Anvesha. Purchased goods on credit from Hari. Anvesha. Okay, maybe Arhan, you can speak out. Anvesha will speak out the next entry. Arhan, can you speak out, May? Okay, fine, Anvesha. Her mic is not working. Today she'll get it fixed. Okay. Arhan, the next transaction. Arhan, your mic has not been working from a long time. Okay, Ashmit. Till I started asking questions, Arhan, your mic was working fine. Yes, Ashmit. Ashmit, आपका भी mic खराब हो गया. Isha. Yes, Isha.
Yes, ma'am, it would be purchases account debit 4,500 to Hari account 4,500.
Narration.
Ma'am, narration would be being purchased goods on credit from Hari.
Yes. So will be purchases account debit to Hari account. And the amount will be 4,500 and 4,500. May 10. Yes, Priyanka. May 10. Huh?
Purchase you can finish the cash 3,000. Purchasing the account is debit to cash.
Purchases account debit to cash account. Narration. Narration will be purchases made on cash. Okay, then you don't have to name the mention the name of the party. It's not required. Even in narration, it's not required. Okay. May 12 transaction. So Priti.
Purchase goods from Ajay for 4,000.
Mhm.
Purchasing account is debited 4,000 to Ajay account 4,000. Purchase goods on credit.
Yes, from Ajay. यहाँ पे अगर आप वैसे नहीं भी mention करो तब भी चलेगा if you want to shorten down your narration. Otherwise, in the credit transaction, the name of the party is important, okay? Because we have to maintain their account. We have to make the payment to them, right? Cash transaction, the name is not mentioned. Just forget the name of the party, not required. Next, Kavya. May 14. Kavya.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sold goods for cash.
Cash account debited 7,000 to sales account.
Yes, cash account debited.
The narration will be cash sales.
Yes, to sales account. 7,000 being cash sales made or cash sales, simple. May 15. Navya.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, sold goods to Ganesh for cash. Sold
No, May 15.
May 15th. Sorry. Sold goods to Kareem. So ma'am, in this it will be Kareem account with, sorry, ma'am, can I just repeat? Sales account will be credited and the Kareem account will be debited, and credit sales.
We don't speak the entry like that. We speak the entry as Kareem account debit to sales account 6,500. Okay, and then being cash sales, being credit sales made. Try me. Okay, next one. Tavishi, May 16 entry.
Yes, ma'am. Cash account debited 5,000 to sales account, and it's sold. Wait, it's cash sales to Ganesh.
Yes, cash sales to Ganesh. Even if you don't mention the name of the party in the narration, it's fine. So it'll be cash sales to Ganesh. May 19, Vidita.
Yes, ma'am.
May
Ma'am,
19 is a contra entry. Okay, Vidita? May 19 is this is what we call as a contra entry. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, withdrew from bank for office use. Ma'am, cash account will be debited 5,000 to bank account rupees 5,000.
Perfect. Yes, very good. So this is just the opposite of your May 5 entry. Okay, May 5 entry ka opposite hai. So, you know, this thing keeps on happening. If we have more cash at our office, what we do, we go and deposit that cash into the bank. Or if there is no cash at all, because from some miscellaneous expenses, we do need cash. So we get that from the bank, withdraw it from the bank and put it. There's not drawings, okay? Withdrew word doesn't mean draw. It is for the office use. So it is cash withdrawn for the office use. Then what will be withdraw from the bank? Gold. Cash, okay? Right? So it will be 5,000 cash withdrawn from the bank. May 20. Okay, beginning again from Akriti. Yeah. Yes, Akriti.
Kareem paid on account.
May 20.
Yes, ma'am.
Paid Kareem on account.
Ma'am, Kareem's account.
Mhm.
Kareem's account rupees 5,000.
Kareem account को क्या करना है? Debit, okay.
Ma'am, debit. Sorry, yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Kareem's account
Kareem's
debited
account
rupees
debit.
5,000. To cash account.
Which transaction you're talking about? May 20 we are talking, right? Kareem paid on account. Kareem paid us, okay? So it will be the other way around. Kareem paid us. We didn't pay Kareem, okay? Kareem paid us. Sorry. So it will become
Cash
your
account debit
cash account debit to Kareem. Yes. Cash account debit to
Kareem's
Kareem's account. Yeah.
rupees 5,000.
Okay. It was written Kareem paid on account. Okay, not we paid on account. That's fine. Kareem paid on account. So we received the cash. Then, and the amount 5,000, 5,000. And then May 29 entry. Who's the next? Aditya.
Ma'am, so I guess since it's for personal use, it will be
Yes.
account debited. Drawings account.
Yes, very good. So it'll be drawings account debited. Perfect.
To
Because
cash
it is for residence. Okay, so it becomes the personal.
Coming directly from capital.
Drawings, yeah. But
Capital account will be fixed.
see what happens. Drawings account will ultimately it will reduce your capital. But then we go through drawings account. First, we'll debit drawings. Okay, drawings to cash or drawings to bank. It is not through check. So first we'll do drawings to cash. Okay, and then ultimately these drawings in the end in the balance sheet we deduct it from the capital. So drawing has indirectly ultimate impact will be on the capital. Capital will go down because of the drawings, right? But the entry will pass through drawings account. Directly we are not going to debit capital because we make the drawings account separately, and then whatever is the balance of drawings account in the end is deducted from the capital. That is the thing. So drawings account debit to cash. But yeah, even if you write capital account debit to cash over here, okay, then will be withdrawal of cash. Okay. Ultimately, the way impact on it. So it will be 6,000, 6,000. Okay, so please don't get distracted by the purpose for which he's withdrawing the money. Withdrawing the money for purchasing his mobile or a bike for himself, or he has to pay his child's fee, or he has to get some jewelry, whatever it is. For you it is drawings. That's it. Okay, he's making the payment of his residence rent, or he is buying furniture for his residence. Everything is your personal expense. Debit drawings will be debit. That's it. Okay. Good, Aditya. Then next one is Ananya.
Yes,
Me.
ma'am. The
30th. Yeah.
purchase a cycle for a son is also drawings. So it will be drawings account debited, 3,000 to cash account, 3,000.
Perfect. Drawings account debited to cash account.
And the narration will just be drawings.
Yeah. And the last transaction, May 30th. Yes, Priyanka.
I don't say what is the amount. 3,000. G account will be debited to cash.
Sukriti.
Discount account.
Yes, discount account will also be involved because the word settlement is there. Okay. Now, when the word settlement is there, okay, बिल्कुल आपको click करना चाहिए. This is a word which should strike in your mind when you see the transaction. The word settlement or full settlement, that means some kind of discount is involved. So now we have to see the above entries that how much is Ajay's account. So there's only one transaction with Ajay. If there were more than one transactions, all the transaction we'll have to consider and then first take out his final balance. That how much is his final balance, and then we have to compare it with this figure. Okay, so we are paying him 3,800, but in full settlement, in settlement. मतलब settle हो गया उसका account. अब देखो, transaction number May 12. May 12 में we purchased goods from Ajay worth 4,000. So we were supposed to pay him 4,000, right? Can you see May 12 transaction? And now coming to May 30th transaction. We are actually making him a payment of 3,800 and then saying that your account is settled. So how is it possible? So I had to make a payment of 4,000. I made a payment of 3,800 only. And then I say that your account is settled. So this is the discount which I'm receiving. Okay, the discount I'm getting from him. The discount being allowed by Ajay or the discount being received by me. So discount received is my income. Okay, this becomes my income budget. This is my gain. So discount received here will be credited. Okay, cash is going out of the business. I'm making the payments. So cash account also will be credited, right? And then Ajay account will be debited. Now see, this entry is important. So I'm writing it in red. Please mark it important because this is one entry in this question which you will make, you may pass it wrongly. Okay, so this will be Ajay account debit to cash account and to discount received account. Okay, discount received account and discount allowed account are two different separate accounts. And the language may be used anything. Even the language may it can be discount allowed by Ajay. They can use it like this. So for us, it is discount received, right? So Ajay account will be debited. See, now the debit and the credits have to be equal. This is a complex entry, a compound entry, which we call, where there are more than one debits or credits. So Ajay will be debited with the entire 4,000. So you can see in May 12 entry, bachcho, we have credited Ajay by 4,000. So if this credit account I'm debiting by 4,000 now, its account is gone, nil ho gaya wo. Credit balance ko jaise hi humne debit kiya wo nil ho gaya. Okay, how much cash payment I've actually done? 3,800. And how much is the discount receipt? 200. So you can see my debits and credits are equal. Especially in the compound journal entries, you have to make sure that your debits and credits are equal. So you'll have to apply a little bit of logic, and then you have to check it in the end that your debits and credits are equal. Or okay, Isha, clear? The entries clear? How will we display? All the debits aspect will come first, and then the credit aspect. Okay, always remember, जितने भी debit aspect हैं transaction में पहले वो सब आएंगे. अभी आएंगी एक entry हमारी जब आगे करेंगे special entries. So we'll have many, especially the first entry that we call as opening entry. Okay, out of context, I'm telling you. Just write this. Are we done with this? Okay, so I'm telling you one entry which has got multiple debits and multiple credits. Okay, and this is known as the opening entry. Okay, और भी entries होती हैं, but this is known as opening entry. So what is the opening entry? Anybody has some idea? Kavya, you have done journal. What is the opening entry?
Ma'am, it's when we have given some sets of assets and liabilities, and we have to open our account and capital account to balance the debit and credit side.
Perfect, perfect. So opening entry is the first entry we pass at the beginning of the year to assimilate, to incorporate the previous year balances into this year's accounts. Okay, so balance carried forward जो होते हैं ना, वो closing balances होते हैं, like in the ledger you have seen the balances carried down. Those are the closing balances. Now they will be brought forward to the current year. So like we said, this was a cash account. Okay, so suppose I had cash brought down. The opening balance of the cash is suppose 10,000. Then I made sales. Sales will be over here. Cash sales 5,000. Okay. Then I received interest. So interest was say 3,000. Then I received a commission. Okay. That was 2,000. Okay. And then I made a payment for purchases. Suppose 2,000. Okay, so what was my closing balance of cash? How will I calculate? My closing balance of cash will be balance carried down. The total of this side is 20,000 minus 2,000. So 18,000 is my closing balance of cash. Okay, and then I close this account like this. Now, this closing balance, please try to understand. This closing balance will be the opening balance of the next period, maybe month or maybe the year. Just जैसे भी हम cash account बना रहे हैं. If I'm making it for the whole year, then this closing balance will become the balance brought down of the next period. Balance brought down. Same. After this 20,000 and the double line, I'll write 18,000. Now I'm beginning my this month with 18,000 cash in my hand. And then again, whatever receipts are there, I'll keep on putting it on the debit side. Whatever payments are there, I'll keep on putting on the credit side, and then I'll get the month end of this month also. Suppose this is the month of April. This is the month of May. Then in the end of May, whatever is the closing balance will become the opening balance of June. Okay, and so it keeps on happening. Similarly, when we have, the year ending, so whatever is the closing balance, where do we get the closing balance? In the balance sheet. What is balance sheet? Balance sheet is a list of all my closing balances in the end. Okay, so how we incorporate it in our current year books is we are going to debit over each and every asset by its name. So like I'll put cash account debit, 2,000, whatever it is, 20,000, 18,000, whatever. Then whatever is my bank account balance, this was another 50,000. Then my debtors will be there. So debtors also with the name of debtors, debtor Ram account debit. Okay. And then Sham account debit, whoever are my debtors with their name, 10,000, 4,000. Okay. Any other my machinery account debit, 20,000, 2 lakh, whatever. Land and building account debit. जो भी हमारे assets will keep on debiting. So many debits are there. So we are going to put all my debit aspects first, all my assets account first. If there may be some prepaid expenses, there may be some accrued income. Okay, all those will be debited one by one. And then we'll put all the credit aspect, two. So it'll be a long entry. Okay, and even the capital will be credited to capital account, to creditors account, to outstanding expenses account, to unearned income account, to your bank loan account, bank overdraft account, if any. This is a single entry with multiple debits and multiple credits. The opening entry will always be a long entry. But it's very simple to pass because all the balances are given to you. You don't have to use your brains. You just keep on copying it. बस अगर डेबिट और क्रेडिट मैच नहीं करता है, जनरली आपका डेबिट ज्यादा होगा क्रेडिट से, तो क्या होता है वो बैलेंसिंग फिगर कैपिटल इज नॉट गिवन. They'll ask you to calculate the capital yourself. So that you will take as balancing figure or the the missing figure in the index. So what do you make the total of the debits and the total of the credits? So if your credit is lesser, that means the remaining amount is the capital. So that is how we are going to pass the opening entry. And just because Supriti asked that how we are going to show the debit if there are multiple debits. So please remember one thing, that all the debit aspects will be put first and then the credit aspects. Moving on to question number 4. Okay, now we come to compound journal entries. The compound journal entries are interesting because simple ones are too simple, right? As in कि एक डेबिट एस्पेक्ट भी समझ में आ गया तो क्रेडिट फिर तो तुक्का ही चलता है. उसमें भी बच्चे तुक्का लगाते हैं, एक बार में जवाब सही देते हैं डेबिट, तो फिर दूसरा क्या ऑप्शन बचा, क्रेडिट ही बचा, है ना प्रियंका, like you just did. Okay, now so we have this question. Okay, first one is now if I talk about the banking transactions, I think by now you have understood banking transactions may these are the same as the cash transactions only the check word will be used. So accordingly, if the payment is through check, then we, instead of crediting cash, we are going to credit the bank. Okay, there should be not much problem. Okay, so this question I'm going to do it for you all, so that next question you will do. Next question is different. Okay, चलो ये तो मैं कर दे रही हूँ, फटाफट से आप लोग लिखते जाओ. Try to pass it yourself also. Question number 4. April 5. Draw the format quickly. The date, transaction, the ledger folio का छोटा सा column, and the debit and the credit column. In the it won't be given. Won't be given. We just have to draw it just for the sake of showing it. And then I'm drawing one more format over here because I'll have to use the double sheet. आप लोग भी 2 पेज पे फॉर्मेट ड्रॉ कर लो ताकि कि टाइम ना वेस्ट हो फिर बाद में ड्रॉ करने में. So taking your double sheet, I've also drawn it like this. Date, transaction, ledger folio, debit aspect, credit aspect, and then my second page is date, particulars, ledger folio, debit aspect in rupees, and the credit aspect in rupees. The currency is also mentioned. Okay. Okay. April 5, paid salaries, rent, wages by check. Okay, now so many transactions are given in one thing only. So whatever is the account, these are all expenses. Expenses are debited. Nominal account ka kuch kya hai? Debit the expenses, right? So all these will be debited, and we are making the payment through check. So bank will be credited. So this will be whatever account name they are using. You are going to use the same name. Salaries account debit. Rent account debit, wages account debit, to bank account. Credit may you write 48,000, the total being, you can write salary, rent, wages paid. Okay. April 7. Now here we are having a trade discount and cash discount. So see how we treat the trade discount and cash discount. Trade discount is given first and then the cash discount is given. Okay, I've already discussed trade discount and cash discount in detail. Okay, so maybe you can leave one page and then put over here the discussion of trade discount and cash discount. We'll have to do it again. Leave one page and start writing. Trade discount and cash discount. Now, earlier also we have seen what is the difference between these two discounts. This is given or taken, I mean, it is related to what you have to write is, sorry, related to quantity. This is cash discount is related to payment. Yeah, related to timely payment or related to your prompt payment. Right? Payment. Okay. We are just seeing the differences. Number two, your trade discount is not shown in the books. Not shown in books. We are not going to show in the accounting entry also. Journal entry mein trade discount nahi aata hai, but we do not show it. We do not consider. So whenever we are saying discount, received, discount allowed, we are talking about the cash discount, not the trade discount, right? The second is shown in the books. Third is, it is, applied first. First, we apply the trade discount, applied first. After trade discount. This is calculated on. This is calculated on MRP. That is your maximum retail price or invoice price or list price. Any term can be used. And this is calculated on net sales or net purchases. That is after giving trade discount on eligible amount. On eligible amount. Now, what is this eligible amount? I'll tell you. Now, we'll take the example of both the things. So this word eligible amount. Do I need to show the previous slide? Done?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please show it once?
Yeah. When are your schools opening? On 1st July. 1st July. DPS is opening on 1st July. 1st July is Monday. Second, you must be having a test. Which test? Maths test. Acha, isliye you're going to go on second only. Done? Okay. Now see, this one. Second one. Okay, we were doing the example of cash discount and trade discount. Now suppose the invoice price is 50,000. Okay. Now 10% trade discount is applicable. Keep on writing. Invoice price is 50,000. Out of this, we are going to deduct first the trade discount. So suppose trade discount is applicable and the rate they've given 10%. Okay, whatever is given, we'll apply the trade discount. Okay, on which price? On invoice price. On this price, we are going to the amount of discount will be given either in as a whole amount, or it will be given as a percentage. So you'll apply it to the invoice price. So first we are going to give the trade discount. So minus 5,000. Now this trade discount is related to the quantity. If you are making the bulk purchases, we get trade discount. Okay, buying one piece and buying a pack of that thing will make us eligible for this trade discount. So my net price is 45,000. This is what I got net price. Okay, so on net price, this cash discount is applicable. It will depend upon eligible amount. Now here, if I say that the entire amount is being paid right away, and if you make a payment, then you get say 10%, another 10% as cash discount. So less cash discount at the rate 10%. So 10% of this figure, but so 4,500. So how much I have to pay is 41,500. Sorry, 40,500. My net payment is 40,500. Now it will depend whether it is a transaction of purchase or sales. Okay. Now, if it is suppose a transaction of purchase, suppose I'm purchasing the goods and I go to Chandni Chowk and purchase in bulk, I get this. Okay, so this is my purchase cost. Now this is my final cost. Now I told you, Bacho, this is not shown in the books. Not shown in the book. So my entry will begin from here. Please try to understand. Trade discount is not shown in the book. So my entry of purchases will begin from here. And this is known as net price, or I can say net purchases. If this is a transaction of purchases, I told you now. It could have been transaction of sales also. It is transaction of purchase. This is net purchases. So this, with this amount, my purchases are going to be, purchases are debited or credited? Debit. Yes, is she correct, Priyanka? So till I asked you, you was thinking, not trying to think whether she gave the correct answer or not. Acha, assuming that she must have given the correct answer. Okay, so purchases. किसी एक से question पूछा जाए तो ये मतलब नहीं कि बाकी लोग उस transaction को सोचे ही ना, अपनी transaction count करके उस पे आ जाओ. Okay, please keep on doing it. That is how you will, purchases बोलते ही click करना चाहिए, debit होएगा. ठीक है? Cash discount. Now this is discount received or discount allowed. Is it an expense for me or a income for us? Okay, so this will be credited. 4,500 will be credited because this is what I call as discount received. Okay, bachu. And what is this? This is the final payment made. Okay, this is the net payment which I'm making, 40,500. So this, my cash will be credited, right? My cash will be credited. Okay. So यहाँ पे देखो, cash credit होएगा 40,500. Discount received, because I've received the discount, so it is income for me. Income will be credited with 4,500. And my purchases will be debited with 45,000. Are my debits and credits equal? Okay, so that is what we have to check in the compound entries, that my debits and the credits should be equal. Okay, so the entry will be if I pass the entry for this particular transaction which I've taken. So all of you have to take it down, this example. and the entry in purchases account debit with 45,000 because trade discount is not shown. So we begin our transaction from here only. In दोनों को तो consider ही नहीं किया हमने. Okay. To cash account, how much payment I'm making, 40,500, and the remaining amount I'm receiving discount. To discount received account, 4,500. So my debits and credits should match in the compound journal entry. I have to make sure that they're matching. Clear? Now another version of the same question, this is example 1, can be one more. See? Example 2. Everybody has taken this down. Now we are done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see example 2 mein, I told the same question was there. Only 50% payment was made in cash. Okay. And remaining will be paid later on. So now how will it look like? See, that means my eligible, say the eligible amount for cash discount is only half of the amount. Okay, so we'll begin with this like this. My invoice price is 50,000. First, the trade discount will be given at the rate of 10%. Till here it is same, 5,000. So the net purchases was 45,000 net purchases. Okay, from this I have to give. Now here I'll have to bifurcate this figure, net purchases. क्यों? क्योंकि हम पूरा पेमेंट नहीं कर रहे हैं, बोल रहे हैं हमें 50% ही पेमेंट हम आपको कर सकते हैं. Okay, I don't have that much cash. I cannot make the entire payment. So he'll say you make 50% payment, only that that amount will be eligible for the cash discount. I'll give you the, obviously he'll give me the cash discount only on that amount I'm making the payment on. So here I'll have to bifurcate this amount into two bachcho. One which is eligible for cash discount and one which is not. For that amount, he'll become my creditor, no? Because that I'm not paying. So 22,500 and 22,500. 24, yeah. Okay, so this though, this person will become my creditor because I'm not making the payment right now. Okay, this amount is eligible for cash discount. So इसमें से cash discount at the rate of 10% will do 2250. Okay, so this will be 250 and 21 minus 2, 92. नहीं 20,500 होगा ना 20,000
मैम 20250 होगा.
हाँ 20,250. ठीक है, अब देखो अब इसकी एंट्री कैसे पास करें. This again compound journal entry also only. Okay, now see, try to understand this. See, my net purchases will be debited with this figure only because this though I do not show in the books. Okay, so my entry will begin from here only. So my purchases will be debited with this figure. My cash will be credited with this figure. And my discount received will be credited with this figure. And my creditor will be credited with this figure. So now I'll have 3 credit aspects and 1 debit aspect. Okay, so my final entry would be purchases account debit, 45,000. To cash account, how much amount I'm paying finally, 20,250. To discount received account, how much discount I've received, 2250. And to creditor, if the name of the creditor is given Ajay, Vijay, whatever, we'll write his name or we'll just make creditor account, 22,500. And then in these entries of cash discount and trade discount, again and again, I'm telling you, please check in the entry that your debits and credits are equal. Okay, now debits and credits equal होने के बाद भी entry wrong हो सकती है. That is a different thing. Okay, so but still at least that silliness should not be reflected that debits and credits equal. How can you give this entry? Okay, but don't leave the question. Even if the debits and credits are not equal, at least write something, right? But yeah, there'll be a lot of confusion in these entries of trade discount and cash discount. So you have to practice a lot. ठीक है, अभी तो ये हमने परचेजेस की है, ऐसे ही सेल्स की भी होगी, ठीक है ना? जैसे हम जब परचेज करते हैं हमको डिस्काउंट चाहिए, हमको ट्रेड डिस्काउंट भी चाहिए, कैश डिस्काउंट भी चाहिए. Similarly, when we make the sales, we have to give the trade discount to the customer if they're purchasing in bulk. We have to give the cash discount to them if they're making the prompt payment. Okay. So, any doubt in this entry? ठीक है, अभी तो डाउट नहीं होगा, अपने आप से जब एंट्री पास करनी पड़ेगी तब हो सकता है डाउट, ठीक है? और सेम ये सेल्स की अगर हम एग्जांपल 3 लेते हैं सेल्स के लिए, ठीक है, we are making sales, okay? So my suppose invoice price or list price is, start writing. Suppose it is 10,000. Okay, this is my sales. Less, first of all, in the first place, trade discount is given. Suppose trade discount the rate of 5%. The trade discount ka percentage will be given in the question. So 5% of this will be 500. This is 9,500. Now please remember, trade discount we do not show in the books. So my entry will begin from this figure, but okay. So my sales account, this is my net sales. Very good. Okay, this is my net sales. And then I have to give the cash discount. So less, again, we'll have to see that how much amount is eligible for cash discount. If given in the question, like only 60% of the payment the customer is making, then 60%, 40% will, or 50%, 50%, 50%. Okay. So let cash discount at the rate of, suppose it is 2%, 2% of 9,500. So how much is that? 95 into 2, that is 200 minus 10, 190. This will be 10. 10. Now see how we're going to pass the entries. Net sales will be credited with this figure. Now here the discount which I'm giving is my expense. So it will be discount allowed or discount given will be debited. And the final cash which I'm receiving, this is my cash receipt from the customer, will also be debited. Okay. Now what will be the final entry? So it will be cash account debit, because when we make the sales, we receive the cash. Okay. 9,210. Discount allowed account debit will be 190 to sales account, because see, we start our entry with this figure only because cash trade discount is not shown in the books, right? Again and again, I'm repeating these words so that you don't include these two in our entry. 9,500. And then just make sure that your debits and credits are equal. And one hint I had given to check. $9310. 9310 and 9,400, 9,000. Chal bye. Okay. So this will be 9310 and then 9,500. Okay. So, and the narration being sales made and on discount. You can just write it simply because we are not going to mention the elaborate narration of it, right? So that is how we pass the entry for the sales. Now, again, the variation of this transaction will be if like only 65% of the sales is eligible for cash discount. Okay, so remaining 35 will not be eligible for the cash discount. That person will become a debtor for that. Okay, so I'm giving you a question. Let's see if you can solve it. Example 4. I'm not going to solve it now. You have to do it. Okay. the invoice price of the sales amount, or what you call as the list price or the MRP, or okay, invoice price, list price, or MRP, or what I call as the IP, invoice price, is suppose it is 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Now, trade discount. Now, remaining question, you have to make the working note over here and pass the journal entry. The question is trade discount at the rate of, and these are sales, huh? These are sales. We're talking about the sales transaction. Trade discount at the rate of 10%. Cash discount at the rate of 10%. Only 40% sales were for cash. Only 40% of the sales were for cash. Try to make the working note in the same way and try to pass the entry. Okay. Giving you 2-3 minutes. Aram se kar lo. And then send me the answers if you're able to do it. Maybe on WhatsApp, or maybe you do it now. I'll share the solution. I'll solve it over here. Any doubts in this transaction? Now it's clear? Pakka? Okay, chalo fir question. No transaction. Are you, anyone of you is having class abhi? Or can we continue? Can we continue for 15 minutes? Okay, okay. Chalo, theek hai, then we'll wind up. Okay, एक transaction कर लेते हैं बस. Okay, one last transaction we are doing. Come to this question number 4, bachon. Question number 4. So we were doing 7, April 7th. Now try to pass this transaction first yourself and then check your answer when I do it. Okay, try to pass the transaction April 7 yourself and then I'll discuss it over here. So now I'm putting the transaction. Please try to check, everybody. What you have done is correct or not. Everybody is through with the transaction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here we had purchased goods from Hari for 30,000. Okay, so 30,000 is the invoice price. 10% trade discount minus 10% trade discount. So that makes it 3,000. So the net purchase is 27,000. So here my purchases account will be debited with this figure that I know. Okay, because till here I don't show in the book. So my entry will start from here. Okay, net purchases will be debited with this amount. And then 2% cash discount, and on the entire amount, payment was made immediately. So minus 2% cash discount of this figure. So that makes it how much? 540. So this when deducted will give me
26,460.
Now here the entry would be purchases account debit with 27,000 to cash account. The final payment which I am making is 26,460 to discount received account will be 540. That's it. Okay, there is no, because the entire amount was eligible for the cash discount. So no creditor has been paid. Was the entry correct, Priyanka? Correct? Okay. Anybody having any doubt, even if you made a mistake? Is it clear now? Clear to all of you?
Yeah, ma'am.
Isha, is it clear? Was it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, the next of the, we'll just read the transactions because this question 4 now is for homework. The remaining transactions which you have to share by 2 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, the transactions. So here we have the next transaction. Paid to Raju 5,000 in cash, 7,000 by check. So it will be Raju account debit to cash and to bank. Next one, goods sold to Roma 5,000, 20% trade discount, 3% cash discount. Half of the payment was received immediately. So here only 50% you'll have to first bifurcate, and only on the 50% then you'll give the cash discount at the rate of 3%. So first the bifurcation has to be done. And then on the 50% amount, you'll give the cash discount. And the remaining Roma will become our debtor. Roma को debit कर देना, debtor को debit मत करना, Roma को debit करना, क्योंकि the name of the debtor is given, the name of the party is given. Then April 20th, goods sold to Ramesh, 8,000. He paid 5,000 by check immediately. So it will be bank debit, 5,000. Ramesh debit, 3,000. Two sales, 8,000. Okay. Obviously, that means remaining 3,000 he'll pay later. We're not giving him a discount of 3,000, right? He'll pay later. So he'll become a debtor. 25 additional.
April 18 transaction.
Hmm.
Ma'am, I didn't understood why do we take account receivable account?
Yeah.
And, ma'am, please discuss the April 18 transaction once.
April 18, you'll be able to do. Have you understood this transaction? Isha,
Yes,
did you
ma'am, I
understand this one? Okay.
Yes,
The
ma'am,
same
I
way you have to
understood.
do it. You'll be able to do it. Okay. Have you taken down this transaction?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, this sheet? Okay. If you have copied down, you'll be able to do it. Okay. थोड़ा आराम से सोचोगे कर पाओगे. ठीक है. कई बार हम लोग एकदम से interpret नहीं कर पाते हैं. But if you will sit and think calmly, you'll be able to do it. Especially these cash and trade discount quality transactions. Then April 25, additional capital introduced, cash and delivery van personal asset. So it will be your cash account debit, delivery van account debit to capital account. Okay. Then cash paid, 975, discount received. So it will be Anil account debit 1,000 to cash, 975 to discount received 25. Paid to Raju, cash and check. So Raju account debit to cash to bank. Paid 4,800 to Mohan and settlement of his account for 5,000. So it will be Mohan account debit 5,000 to cash 4,800 to discount received 2,200. Okay, so I've told you the transactions. You must have got some hint, and then please do it, right? And send it to me by 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is the only homework for us today. And apart from that, some illustrations you have to go through now. Okay, especially of trade discount or cash discount.
Ma'am,
Okay, you'll be more comfortable then. Yes.
ma'am, is it possible for me to send you by 5 p.m. because I have school?
So why don't you do it today? It's Abhi. Now
I
itself.
have
Those who are busy tomorrow can do it now. It'll hardly take 10, 15 minutes, not more than that. Anand.
Ma'am, I have to go somewhere at 7:30. So.
10 minutes time you're busy till tomorrow evening 5 that you don't have 10 minutes. Ananya adna to nikal jayega time. Okay, do it in time. Get into that habit. It'll take 10 minutes, not more than that, I'm sure. Okay, I would have extended the class till 10, but some have other connecting classes also. So I don't want to stretch it, right? Okay, bye everyone. Thank you so much. Bye, Bacham. Bye bye. Yeah. Priyanka, you had to send